Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Beverly Hillbillies Facts and Trivia. Y'all kick off your shoes and you set a spell, all right? Now here's your host for the show, the old Kentucky boy himself, Mr. Bob Snap.
Hi guys, welcome to the Beverly Hillbillies Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on the creator of the Beverly Hillbillies, Paul Henning. Now, I know I do Paul Henning every now and then. I do something on him and there ain't much views, but there isn't much out there, guys. I'm trying digging all I can, so I hope you enjoy this. But anyway, Harry Truman advised the Beverly Hillbillies creator to go into politics. Let's take a look. If Paul Henning had listened to the advice of the late President Harry S. Truman, he wouldn't have become one of the country's top comedy writers. He might have run for president instead of all the hills every time he had a new idea. Henning may have never actually run for office, but he did literally head to the hills for inspiration for his hit series Beverly Hillbillies. Show business and politics are kind of similar when you think about it. Both careers involve facing tough criticism, pitching new ideas, and constantly being in the spotlight, even when they want you to be alone. With that logic, and with all of Henning's successful years in Hollywood, he would have made a great U.S. Senator. According to a 1963 interview with Longview Daily News, Truman was quite a few years away from his future presidency when he tried to convince a young Henning to go into politics. At the time, Truman was sitting on a bench in a courtroom, and he and Henning's hometown of Independence, Missouri. Henning was studying law with their paths crossed. Advice was given. Henning never said, but he did say he considered the career field after Truman's advice. Henning put the advice in his back pocket and got a job singing at the Kansas City radio station, a job that he was supposed to help finance his law school studies, but ultimately became his new career path. I like to think that Mr. Truman isn't mad at me for taking his advice, Henning said. I took my kids to the Truman Library, and by one of those coincidences, Mr. Truman was in town and at the library that day. It was gratifying enough to be remembered, but it was slightly staggering to hear him say, "Your father is an old dear friend of mine." So I figured he's not peeved I've never made it to the White House. It's a good thing he didn't make it to the White House, because chances are no one else in the country would have thought to write about a bunch of country folk in the Beverly Hills mansion. Only Henning could think of that kind of content. According to the interview, Henning had the idea for the series in his head for years before finally writing it. In fact, the idea was inspired from hiking and camping in the hillbilly country as a boy. I came to know and genuinely love the simple, good-hearted mountain folk I met, and I knew that someday I would write about them, all their warmth and humor that are characteristically theirs. Someday is now, Henning said. So maybe he never made it to the White House, but he did make it to thousands of households per week. His success was rare, even as rare as becoming the president. And there you go. Luckily for us, he didn't run. But who knows what kind of president he'd have made anyway. So he made a better writer, I'm sure. That's all I have for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget about classic TV facts and trivia. It's on Green Acres and classic rock and country music facts and trivia. It's on the Beach Boys. Well, check those out. Please subscribe while you're there. Please subscribe while you're here. Like this video. And at the beginning of the year, we will have the poll up, I promise. Stuff's starting to slow down again for me. So I'll get that worked out and we'll go from there. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Be praying for you.
Bye.